Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're embarking on really quite an extraordinary journey.
Hmm.
It's a story that doesn't just, tell a tale, but really challenges our understanding of time, commitment.
And waiting, the sheer act of waiting.
Exactly. We're diving deep into a century's love, 80 years of waiting.
And this comes from the source material, the audio story, excerpts from Footgen, a Covington attack, kan komme på ett keen pornikoniafel, described as emotional, romantic, historical fiction.
Right. And our mission today really is to peel back the layers of this incredible tale.
To get at the emotional impact, definitely, but also the insights, right, about human hope, that enduring connection.
Absolutely. What does it tell us about the forces that shape our lives,
Mhm.
from huge global things like war?
To the most intensely personal promises we make.
So we want to extract those poignant details, those surprising facts.
Indeed. Because what we're looking at here, it's really so much more than just a love story.
You think so?
Oh, absolutely. It's a testament, I think, to resilience, to hope, and frankly, the sheer audacity of believing in a promise made decades ago.
Audacity. I like that word for it.
Yeah. So our goal is to unpack that emotional richness. What does it really reveal about the human spirit?
How can such a, seemingly simple story hold so much weight?
Exactly. That's the question. What does it mean to commit, not just for a moment, but, well, for a lifetime, maybe even beyond physical presence?
That's a powerful way to frame it. Okay, let's begin then. Right at the start of this incredible narrative.
The very beginning.
A time when the world was, the source says burning, but love was just starting to bloom. So the source takes us straight to the summer of 1942.
Okay.
And it explicitly says the world was burning. World War II
A
escalating.
global conflagration, yeah.
Yet amidst all that chaos, in this small tucked away town in Virginia, life, and specifically love, found a way.
And that contrast right there, it sets such a powerful tone immediately, doesn't it?
It really does. It's like this spotlight on a very human moment against this massive, dark backdrop.
It grabs your attention, the sheer, well, bravery of personal joy when everything else seems so bleak.
Yeah, the audacity again.
It absolutely is.
Yeah.
And this contrast isn't just for effect, I think. It highlights something crucial about history.
Which is?
That even when these huge world-changing events are happening, personal stories, deeply significant ones, are still unfolding in quiet corners.
So life goes on, even in the shadow of war.
Precisely. Human connection, that need for love, for companionship, it persists. It finds a way to thrive even in the toughest times.
It makes their story feel even more significant somehow.
It does. It grounds it. It's not happening in a vacuum. It makes their love a kind of beacon, really, against that dark historical period.
A reminder of normalcy when the world was anything but normal.
Exactly. It roots the extraordinary in the fundamentally human.
And within that setting, we meet our main characters. Eleanor Grace Miller, she's 19, described as sweet, soft-spoken. And she loves reading under an oak tree. It's such a gentle image.
It is, almost archetypal, like you said. Then there's Thomas Blake. He's 21.
Tall, a little awkward, and the detail about the ink-stained fingers.
Right, from his job at the newspaper.
It makes him feel very real, very grounded.
It does. And those simple descriptions, they paint that picture of youthful innocence, but they also, I think, offer deeper clues.
Like the ink-stained fingers.
Yeah, exactly. Think about it. It subtly suggests a connection to, well, information, communication,
Maybe a more thoughtful nature.
perhaps. Analytical, even. Someone who processes things through words, maybe more observant than just awkward.
That's interesting. I hadn't thought of it that way. And Eleanor, reading under the oak tree.
It suggests that quiet introspection, doesn't it? A rich inner life.
Yeah.
Maybe a certain resilience that comes from that kind of solitude.
So these aren't just random details. They're building character.
Definitely. Laying the foundation for who they are and who they'll need to be, given what's coming.
And their meeting, it's straight out of a classic romance novel or an old movie.
The farmer's market scene.
She drops a basket of apples.
Ah.
It feels so perfectly orchestrated, almost fated.
He picks one up and says that line.
Looks like fate wants me to say hello. A bit corny, maybe?
A little, perhaps,
Yeah.
but charming in its way. And the source says, from that moment, they were inseparable.
That classic meet cute. It makes you feel that instant click between them.
Right. But what's really fascinating isn't just the meeting, it's the intensity of the connection right away.
How so?
Well, they didn't just meet and date. They seemed to instantly, deeply connect. Sharing lemonade, dancing to jazz. The usual sweet things.
Okay, standard courtship for the time.
Yes, but then there's that detail about the letters. They wrote to each other daily.
Daily, even though they were together.
Exactly. That's what jumps out. It goes beyond just being near each other. It speaks to this incredibly deep, immediate bond.
Wanting to capture everything, maybe? Even thoughts they couldn't say out loud.
Perhaps. Or just this intense desire to build something solid, to understand each other on every level right from the start. It shows real commitment, even then.
It wasn't just a summer romance.
Not at all. It was something much deeper, laid down very quickly.
And they had nicknames for each other, too. She called him her gentle storm.
And he called her his anchor.
Those are so telling, aren't they? They really capture something essential about how they saw each other.
Absolutely. And if you think about the whole story, knowing what happens later, those names become almost prophetic.
How do you mean?
Well, Thomas is a gentle storm. It suggests power, maybe even some inner turbulence, but ultimately comforting, safe.
Okay, I can see that.
And Eleanor as his anchor. That speaks directly to stability, grounding, unwavering support.
Qualities that would be tested severely.
Exactly. These aren't just cute pet names. They're insights into their dynamic,
Yeah.
the balance they need to face what was coming. He brings the energy, maybe. She provides the stability.
A necessary dynamic for survival, maybe?
Possibly.
Hmm.
It certainly hints at the roles they would play for each other, consciously or not.
But of course, this idyllic summer couldn't last. That bubble had to burst.
The war was always there, looming.
Yeah. As the days got shorter, that shadow got longer, closer. No amount of lemonade or jazz could keep it away forever.
The inevitable intrusion of reality.
So by September 1942, the war stops being news from far away and becomes personal.
Right, hitting that small town.
Boys they knew started disappearing into uniforms. It must have been chilling.
A reality for so many communities then. That shift from abstract threat to tangible loss starting to happen.
And then, in October, Thomas gets his draft letter. The inevitable arrives.
It's such a universal experience for that generation, yet always intensely personal when it happens to you or someone you love.
And this detail, it really grounds their personal story in that wider historical context.
Absolutely. It transforms their romance. It's now directly touched, directly threatened by these massive global events.
It's not just their story anymore, it's part of the story of that time.
Exactly. It underscores how vulnerable individual lives are to these huge historical forces. Nobody was immune.
And the scene at the train station, it's described so poignantly.
Almost cinematic.
They stood at the train station in the rain. The rain feels symbolic, doesn't it?
Oh, definitely. Sorrow, maybe cleansing, the blurring of what's ahead. She's holding his hand so tightly.
She thought she'd never let go. You feel that desperation, trying to hold on to the moment.
That physical attempt to fight separation, it's primal, isn't it? Clinging to what's precious when the future feels terrifyingly uncertain.
And in that moment, under the rain, holding her hand, that's when the promise is made.
A promise made under the most extreme pressure. What weight does that carry?
He kisses her forehead, whispers those words, "Wait for me, I will come back, I promise."
Words that will echo for 80 years.
You literally define her life. And before he boards, he gives her that single sunflower.
Ah, the sunflower. Such a significant choice.
Why do you think, what does it symbolize here?
Well, on one level, it's loyalty, adoration, right? Always turning towards the sun. Like she would remain turned towards him, towards hope.
Okay, that fits.
But there's also the fact that it's a cut flower that has a limited lifespan.
Oh. Implying fragility.
Maybe subtly hinting at the fragility of their immediate future, even as it speaks of enduring love. It's complex.
That's a really interesting layer, but the promise itself.
That becomes the absolute anchor, the linchpin of the whole narrative. A sacred vow, really, that sets everything else in motion.
She takes it with absolute seriousness.
Clearly, it becomes her life's purpose.
And she watches the train disappear into the mist.
A classic image of departure and uncertainty.
And the story adds that chilling line, completely unaware that the waiting had only just begun.
Goosebumps. The sheer weight of those words, knowing what we know now, the enormity of the time stretching ahead of her, unseen.
80 years of waiting, just beginning in that moment of mist and rain. Initially, though, they managed to stay connected. Letters became their lifeline.
Arriving weekly, the source says. First from England, then France.
Yeah. And the description of Eleanor waiting by the mailbox, clutching the paper, breathing in the scent of the ink.
That's incredibly vivid. It's more than just reading words. It's a sensory experience.
It's trying to feel him close.
Exactly. That ritual highlights how vital letters were back then. Literal lifelines. And smelling the ink. It's an attempt to grasp something tangible of her, to bridge the distance physically almost.
Keeping the connection alive through scent and touch when that's all she had.
Precisely. It shows that deep human need for tangible proof when you're separated from someone you love.
And the letters themselves, they showed such different realities.
A real contrast.
Thomas wrote about the cold, the guns, missing her lemonade, the harshness of war.
The soldier's reality. Grounded, pragmatic, probably edited for her sake, but still harsh.
While her replies were filled with poems, pressed flowers, beauty and hope.
Her inner world spilling onto the page. Trying to send him light, maybe. Tenderness. A reminder of what he was fighting for.
It really showcases their different worlds, doesn't it? Yet they were still sharing this emotional space.
Absolutely. It's a testament to how they nurtured that bond. Each bringing their reality to the other, trying to bridge that enormous gap. It shows real effort, real commitment.
But then the lifeline breaks. Silence.
The worst kind of news, in a way.
First 1 week without a letter, then another, then a month, then 2.
Agonizing. Each day the mailbox is empty must have been torture.
She wrote to his unit, the story says, but got no reply.
And this is where it shifts, doesn't it?
Yeah.
From longing, maybe anxious waiting, to real, profound dread.
The not knowing.
Exactly. That uncertainty is often worse than knowing the truth, however bad. The mind just fills in the blanks, usually with the worst possibilities.
That psychological torment, ambiguous loss, you called it?
Yes, exactly. No clarity, no finality. Just this crushing weight of the unknown, leaving you in limbo.
Eventually, a letter does arrive, but it's not from Thomas.
The official one. From the army.
Chillingly brief. Missing in action, presumed dead, no remains found.
Devastating words. And the presumed dead, no remains. That ambiguity again.
And her reaction, it didn't feel real. She didn't cry. She just sat staring at the wall.
That numbness. It's shock, isn't it? Disbelief. The mind protecting itself from something too huge to process.
Especially with no closure, no body, no grave, just gone, presumed.
That lack of physical proof is crucial. It prevents true closure. It leaves a sliver of, well, not quite hope, maybe, but possibility. It makes it harder to fully accept an open wound.
And here's where her commitment becomes truly extraordinary. It gets really interesting.
The writing.
Yes. For years after, she kept writing. Not to send, but to hold on to hope.
This is just profoundly powerful, isn't it? It's not passive grief.
No, it feels active, a deliberate act.
It transforms writing from communication into this private ritual. An act of active hope, a steadfast commitment to his promise, even when the world told her he was gone.
Like she was keeping him alive in her heart through the act of writing to him.
Exactly. It's her way of refusing to let go, defying the official narrative, a testament to her inner strengths, her unwavering belief, a deeply private, courageous act of love.
So decades pass. The world changes drastically.
Technology, society, everything moves on.
But Eleanor, the story says, never really did. She stayed anchored to that promise, that moment.
Still waiting.
She refused every marriage proposal, quietly but firmly.
Which must have been incredibly difficult socially, especially for a woman back then.
Oh, absolutely. The pressure to marry, have a family, and the whispers start.
She's still waiting for a ghost. That's heartbreaking, the judgment she must have faced.
But it didn't sway her. Her refusal wasn't just passive, it was an active choice, wasn't it?
A very active choice. A testament to her loyalty, a quiet rebellion against expectations. Her life became this statement of enduring commitment, lived out against the grain of society.
And she kept these tangible links to him, his photo on her nightstand.
A constant presence.
And the sunflower, now dry and brittle, pressed in her journal.
These objects become like sacred relics, don't they? More than just mementos.
Anchors to the past.
Physical anchors to a past that, for her, was still present. The sunflower state dry, brittle, it reflects time passing, physical decay.
But the meaning remains.
Exactly. The essence of what it represents, his promise, their love, her faith that stays vibrant for her, their daily reminders, grounding her hope in something tangible.
And this detail, this one really gets me. Every birthday, she bought herself a card and signed it. From Thomas, with love.
Oh, wow. That is Incredibly poignant.
It speaks volumes, doesn't it, about the loneliness, but also the sheer power of her self-sustained belief.
It really does. What does that level of devotion mean? It's this act of profound self-comfort, isn't it? Keeping the love active in her life even when she had to provide it herself.
Creating her own reality, in a way.
A reality where his love was still present. It shows an internal world so dedicated that external facts felt secondary. It's an amazing illustration of the power of belief, of internal narrative.
A heartbreakingly beautiful, solitary dedication. And her life path reflects this inward focus, too. She becomes a librarian.
Surrounded by stories, by quiet contemplation, it fits perfectly, doesn't it?
A sanctuary. A place for solitary pursuits.
Reflecting a life lived largely inside her own hope, her own memories, rather than out in the bustling world.
Watching friends marry, have kids, grow old, while her life felt suspended.
In that state of waiting, surrounded by other people's narratives, perhaps searching for the missing piece of her own.
Okay, now we jump forward, way forward, 81 years.
Incredible. The year is 2023.
Eleanor is 98 years old, white hair, trembling hands. The toll of time is clear.
But
Her eyes still lit up when someone said his name.
that flame never went out. After all that time, all that silence. It's astonishing.
It shows that the core connection, the memory, the hope, it remained vibrant inside her.
Spirit triumphing over physical decay. Her body aged, but her heart, where Thomas lived, stayed young, stayed faithful. It's an amazing image of endurance.
And then, one morning, an ordinary morning turns extraordinary.
The nurse brings her an envelope.
A strange envelope, addressed to her, and the postmark.
1945.
Can you even imagine the shock? Faded ink, yellowed stamp. But the handwriting?
Yeah.
Unmistakably Thomas's.
80 years delayed. It's almost cruel, isn't it? This tangible piece of the past arriving now.
A voice from a lifetime ago.
It's the turning point, the impossible becoming real. It shatters everything. And you have to wonder about the sheer chance involved. How does the letter get lost for 80 years and then find its way?
It feels almost like fate intervening, doesn't it? A rewriting of her entire history in that one moment. Her hands are shaking as she opens it. And the words,
My dearest Eleanor, I'm alive.
Yeah.
Just rock.
I've been in a prisoner camp in Journey for 3 years. We were rescued. He explains what happened.
His side of the silence.
But then he says, I have no way of knowing if you're still waiting. I want to believe you are.
That mirrors her hope perfectly, doesn't it? His own unwavering belief, despite everything.
It really does. And he ends with, if by some miracle this letter reaches you, I will find you.
Echoing his original promise, I will come back. Reinforcing that connection across all that time and trauma.
And her eyes fill with tears, finally, realizing this message of hope never reached her.
The dam breaking after decades, and the sheer brutal irony of it.
Yeah.
Kept apart by a lost piece of paper.
So close, yet so far for so long. And then the climax. Just 3 weeks after she gets the letter, a knock at the door.
At the nursing home.
An old man, very old, 100 years old, frail, bent.
A century of life etched on him.
But his eyes, the story specifically mentions his eyes. Still blue, still searching.
Still searching for her. That's powerful. It suggests his whole life since the war was, in some way, this quest.
And they light up when he sees her, 80 years of waiting, converging on that single moment.
The culmination. His lifelong mission completed. It's the arrival of destiny.
And their exchange.
Yeah.
After all that time, it's so simple.
Almost understated.
Eleanor, Thomas.
Just the names. But loaded with 80 years of everything unsaid.
They just stare, trembling, no big speeches needed.
That immediate recognition transcends time, doesn't it? It bypasses all the lost years and goes straight to the core connection.
The trembling, the shock, the joy, the sheer weight of the moment.
It's not just a reunion. It's like a resurrection of the past, a future finally restored. Proof that they never truly left each other's souls.
And then she laughs, a sound probably not heard like that in decades.
And the description is perfect. Not a giggle, but the laughter of a girl who just remembered she was loved.
Oh, that detail. It hits hard. The youthfulness that true love can bring back.
It really does capture it. It's not just two old people meeting. It's their young selves reconnecting. That pure, original love flooding back, washing away the years.
Like a release.
A total release of decades of tension, sorrow, waiting. A reclaiming of who she was, Thomas's beloved. Pure emotional liberation. The sound of a soul finally breathing again.
And then the whispers that seal it all. Her. I told you I'd wait.
And him. And I told you I'd come back.
It's the fulfillment, isn't it? The entire epic journey summed up in those 2 lines.
The promise made, the promise kept. Across war, loss, time itself, it crystallizes that theme of loyalty, of fidelity against impossible odds.
A validation of her entire life's choice and his enduring hope.
Exactly. It proves that their bond, their belief in each other, was truly unbreakable.
And after those crucial words, they just sit in the garden for hours,
Holding hands, in silence.
letting the weight of 80 years melt away. That silence feels so full.
It's not empty, is it? It's pregnant with understanding, acknowledging everything without needing words.
A shared space beyond language.
Yes, just the peace of being together again. That silence is healing, absorbing all the pain, letting them just be. The core connection resuming instantly, as if no time had passed at all.
Then comes the wedding, on Eleanor's 99th birthday.
A final, beautiful chapter.
She wears a simple white dress. He wears a navy blue suit. Simple, elegant.
And it happens right there, in the nursing home courtyard.
Surrounded by nurses, family, and sunflowers.
Ah, the sunflowers return. That's beautiful. Full circle.
From the symbol of the promise at parting to blooming at their union.
It signifies that enduring loyalty, doesn't it? A love that completed its cycle. The simplicity of the wedding itself underscores the authenticity. It wasn't about show.
It was about the meaning, the promise fulfilled. No fancy rings, no champagne, just two wrinkled hands clasped tightly together.
That image says it all.
And the vows, so simple but carrying the weight of a century.
When asked, "Do you take this woman?" Thomas says,
I always have.
wow. Not I do, but I always have. Meaning his commitment never wavered. She was always his.
And Eleanor, do you take this man? Her response.
With every heartbeat.
Again, not just I do, it's visceral, essential, a love that defined her very being.
These vows are just incredible. They resonate with lifetimes of meaning. They really force you to ask, can love conquer everything, even time?
Their story makes a compelling case.
An extraordinarily compelling case.
And their kiss, shaky and slow, but...
No kiss had ever meant more. The culmination of it all.
And then the final pages. A year later, Thomas passes away.
Peacefully, in his sleep, holding her letter.
Holding that letter that brought him back to her. And just 3 weeks later...
Eleanor follows him.
It's incredibly poetic, isn't it? As if they couldn't be apart now.
It suggests their souls were just that intertwined. Their purpose fulfilled, ready to move on together. Him holding the letter. It closes his journey. Her following so soon speaks to that deep, anchoring bond.
Once he was gone, her anchor was lifted too. They're buried side by side, under an old oak tree.
The same kind of tree where she used to read? Perhaps even the very same one from the start.
The story implies it connects back to that beginning, and surrounded by sunflowers.
Bringing it all back to those original symbols. The strong, enduring oak, the loyal sunflowers. A peaceful, harmonious end, grounding their incredible love in nature.
A love as enduring as that oak tree. And the epitaph on her gravestone. Simple, powerful.
She waited. He returned. And love never left.
That just sums it all up, doesn't it? Loyalty, fulfillment, and the enduring power of love.
It's the perfect distillation. A profound message about devotion, about a love that transcended everything, even perhaps death itself. Love as this active, persistent force.
Wow. What an incredible deep dive this has been. Eleanor and Thomas's story. It really sticks with you.
It absolutely does.
It's such a profound reminder that some promises, some bonds are meant to last. It's hard not to be moved by their commitment, by the sheer twists of fate.
That resilience. The hope against all logic sometimes.
It makes you think about the power of belief, doesn't it?
Indeed. And this story, it's more than just waiting. It explores hope, resilience, and a love that truly transcends separation, war, time, everything.
It shows how holding on to a promise, a memory, can literally shape and sustain a life.
Against unimaginable odds, it pushes us to reconsider the limits of human devotion.
So for you listening, what really stands out from their story? Does it change how you think about patience or about the weight of a single promise?
What aha moments does it spark for you about the strength of the human heart? Things to really ponder.
Definitely.
And that brings me to a final thought, maybe something provocative to leave you with.
Okay.
You know, many people spend their lives chasing love, searching for it, building it. Eleanor, she just had to wait a lifetime for love to find her again.
That's an interesting distinction.
So is their story primarily about waiting for love to return? Or is it perhaps more about a love that never actually left?
A love that was always there, enduring silently.
Exactly. Holding its form through all those years, just waiting for reality to catch up with its eternal truth. Was it about return? or about endurance? Something to consider as you reflect on this extraordinary deep dive.